happy Saturday. Maybe a more somber video title. I just got done hitting the gym here and I'm gonna get my day started, but I wanted to make a video on this topic just because it's a profound way of the way I think about life, investing, decisions I make every single day, and I definitely think it was video worthy. So this is my take on something that I think about every single day, and it really hit me. I've been following the channel for a while. Last fall, where I had a lot of people I knew closely pass away, and had this whole existential crisis, and really started thinking about life more in these terms that you're going to die, and I make every decision daily on knowing that that's going to happen pretty soon. Good morning, Annie. How are you? So whether that's my interest in Bitcoin Cash, whether that's why I drive a Tesla, or why I own my own business, or the way I operate my business daily, I predicate everything on the fact that I am going to die, and relatively soon, right? Like not like maybe some people are going to die sooner than me, some people are going to die, longer than I am, but what things are, if you just lived your life like understood from like a universal perspective, like how old the universe is, like your life's very short. So what kind of decisions are you going to make, and what kind of investments are you going to make, and what kind of job are you going to do, what kind of business are you going to do, how are you going to let people treat you, and it all comes from that perspective that your clock is running out every single day. And I'm not sure if anyone else lives life like this way. I did not live like this for a long time. I used to always feel like I had a lot of time, and I don't feel that way anymore. So I tend not to, like something like, let's say Bitcoin Cash. We have a lot of Bitcoin Cash followers on this channel. It would be Bitcoin Cash. I like it a lot because it's also like a passion-driven project, and if you just wanted to follow the crowd and like appear to be correct in terms of the market today, you could just say like, oh, I like Bitcoin, or maybe I'll go all in Ethereum. But like the crowd that's still in Bitcoin Cash sees through all that, and likes that project for whatever reasons they feel about it, And I think that relates to me being I'm an anarchist as well. I think it's not obviously like a crowded position to be in, right? A lot of people think you're strange for being an anarchist, and but also like I feel like it's better, like these kinds of tools, or like Tesla, for example. I drive a Tesla, I invest in Tesla. I think it's better, but also in terms of like living your life, like I find that it's these types of investments, having a successful future, is a much more interesting world to live in than a world that does not, right? So break that down. Like a world that uses fiat currency versus a world that uses Bitcoin Cash. Like I much rather live in a world, and it'd be much more interesting than to get the status quo, and when you understand what money and the state can do with it and how it controls everything. Jason, good morning. How are you? Just got done with the gym. Sorry for my messy hair. Just going for a little walk and just sharing something that's on my mind. And I think we've talked before, Jason, about existential crisis, and this kind of stems from that. So, yes, and I think if we could get more people to think about the more accurate nature of life, maybe they would make more bold, high conviction moves in their life. And I think it actually gives me an advantage to understand, I'm trying to think of the right word to use, but like the sad reality that you're going to die. And it also makes you think about things like health and the kind of foods that you eat, and exercise, and try to extend your life, and invest into things like life extension, which has my interest. And I've talked about looking to go freeze myself after I die to try to find a way to extend my life. Because the current definition of death right now is when your heart stops beating. But what if in fact they could preserve your body and bring you back, then that may not be a good definition of death. So, but that science is not here yet, so you can't really bank on it. But you have to bet on these things as a way to improve the future, unless you want to, why just go through the motions in the status quo, not try to, why don't people do more bold things? Why do people have to follow the crowd? I think it's because, I don't know, I think if they thought about how fragile life is, they would be okay with making more non-group herd type thinking decisions. And I think it's what's attracted to me things like things that are not popular. Tesla is popular, right? We can say that, but like anarchism is not popular. Bitcoin Cash is the 30th top crypto, right? So it's you can say it's not popular in those ranks. Cryptocurrency in general is just not popular, right? Like people don't use it daily all over the world. Jason says many people that are alive are living as they are dead. That's a really good way to look at it, but they may not even know that, right? So that's why I thought it may be worth making a video about it. And I think it's strange that I think about making daily decisions from that perspective. And maybe people could think about like, I'm gonna die, so you may make bad decisions, right? Because, does anything even really matter, right? Like there's a saying that I have heard before, like nothing matters, but it doesn't matter that it doesn't matter, right? So think about that one for a second. But I don't feel like and that may be a case against anarchy, right? Like if there's no rules, right? Like people would just do crazy things, but that's actually, I think, less correct. I think if there is coercive rules, people will do anything. And I think that we see that today. So, but yeah, it's kind of something that's been heavily on my mind. I wanted to hop on here and just chat about it. And I'm going to make another video in a couple of days just to really highlight the event I'm doing here August 20th and 21st. I'm going to go out and at a large crypto convention and just talk about Bitcoin Cash adoption on a panel and run a booth for 2 days. And I want to put some more light on that. I've shared it on my social media a couple times, but yeah, I definitely want to do that. And I talked about last video about hiring an assistant. That hire will happen next week, so I look forward to having more time to do things that I find interesting, because I know I'm going to die very soon. not very soon by like tomorrow, but like, and I wonder what life expectancy will be in our lifetime. I remember growing up, my grandfather, never thought he would live to see the year 2000, he told me. And, he lived well into the 2000s. And yeah, when did he pass? About 10 years ago now. So, yeah, maybe and who knows, individuals may not be so lucky, but as a group, like life can get extended maybe further, and that's been the trend for generations now, but we don't know. What modern science, I think, if we can, definitely preventative health, like exercising while you're young, eating good foods, like those kinds of things could hopefully really help. Anxiety is something that you have to control as well, probably something I struggle with probably the most. So BCH ad, yo, what's going on, guys? Thanks for hopping on this beautiful Saturday morning here in South Florida. I appreciate y'all hopping on and hearing maybe more of a philosophical life video than a Bitcoin Cash or investing video. But it's just been a predominant thought, and I figured I'd throw it out there into the community and get everyone's feedback on the way they think about their lives. And maybe this is a useful frame of thought for other people that, I think may be scared to do something, right? I don't know, like to me, not taking risk, like I think just in general, being okay with like entrepreneurship or investing, like where a lot of people have timidness towards like investing and maybe going for another job or whatever you think is keeping you in some kind of place in life. Like it just doesn't seem like the logical play. Like it seems like taking chances and betting on yourself is much better. Let me go ahead here. I got a question. Vlad is in the chat. We have another. Let me go to a couple comments here. How onboarding big voice, famous Instagram girls, billion investor, etc. on BCH family. I'm not sure if there's a question there, but always good to see you, brother. I always see you active in the community. If you maybe can clarify that question. Vlad, what's up, bud? Yeah, so Vlad made a good video. It's good to see him back active on social. He's coming to Florida. Vlad, you got to come to my neighborhood here, man. We got to come and chill. And actually, I could really use your help at the convention, so I appreciate you coming. But I'm running this booth, man. Really excited to hang out for the weekend. And this weekend, I'm going to put a lot more thought into things there. And really excited to see when you're coming down exactly. Maybe if you come down like the day before. I'm actually going to be in Tampa coming back that Friday to prepare. So, but yeah, you talked about, in Vlad's video, he talked about the price volatility. Sorry, my English is bad. So how the price volatility and crypto, how they get solved, it's not going to get solved until the market gets bigger, is the way I see it. It's not a forever issue, just because, like, if you have a boat, a small boat in a rocky ocean, it's going to tip a lot more, right? So Bitcoin Cash is a $2 billion market capitalization right now, and it's in a $100 trillion ocean. Money's a $100 trillion market, right? So as money moves and all that ripples around, Bitcoin Cash just moves around like crazy, right? But if Bitcoin Cash were a 10 trillion or 20 trillion or 30 trillion dollar asset, it would fluctuate similar to assets of that size. So whether that's the dollar or the euro or any of its major competitors, right? Because Bitcoin Cash is cash. And in the short term, as the miners are primarily incentivized through freshly minted coins to protect the network, or that the halving is a profound event that creates a very large supply chain shock. And that adds the volatility, which makes it hard for daily usage for masses, let's say, not for forward thinkers or investors or visionaries, but it also, that wealth effect, that network effect that created by having these supply chain shocks, made it a world phenomenon very fast. So these were trade-offs where Satoshi was a genius and really thought through everything to make the best currency the world has ever seen. And that's Bitcoin Cash. Vlad says, looking forward to it. I'll hit you up later today to explain arrival details. Yeah, I wanted to hop on a call, man. Super busy week again this week. I feel like me and you are relatively similar phases of life, from the perspective of owning a business where we are getting demanded highly to work in, and I want to maybe talk more about that. In my last video, I talked about a book called EMyth, the entrepreneur myth, that I'm an entrepreneur, right? I do kind of own a business. Some days it feels like it, some days it feels like I just own a job. So we have to be honest with ourselves, and there's this strange ego movement within entrepreneurship to be like this amazing thing, you're an amazing person, or like it's I wish that the whole entrepreneurship persona was much different. It was, because it's actually it's hard, but it's also like we're not necessarily doing it right. Like, we don't go to schools on how to be a great entrepreneur. Like, we don't have great school, because we have public, the state controls education and wants everyone to work for the state and teaches them basic skills. We're left to figure things out. And but not that it's like super hard, because I don't want it to be like, you're amazing because you can do something hard. That doesn't make sense. But I just think we're just not very good. Like, I could be a much better entrepreneur, and it's just a lot of trial and error, because I'm not as good as I probably could be, if that makes sense. But yeah, so getting back to maybe the premise of the video, how do you guys approach life daily? Like, what what is the question, what's the driving framework of your day on most days? And mine is oddly the fact that I'm gonna die. And that makes me make certain kinds of decisions. And not that maybe you have to talk about that topic, but I'm really curious as to what gets other people out of bed, and what makes them, what gives them energy to do something, and are they doing something that they find of high value, or are they doing are they just maybe catching themselves going through the motions, which is okay. Like, I'm not like trying to like get on those people, but like just trying to make it like, if you are, like, consider a change maybe. Try not to come off like someone that like knows everything. This channel is just documenting an experience, and just try to share that with the community. And I think it's helped me over my years of being on YouTube. So, but check out this weather in Florida, man. It's beautiful over here. So yeah, come down to August 20th, 21st. Vlad's coming down, and we're gonna talk some Bitcoin Cash here in the Palm Beach County Convention Center. I'll make a video this week, kind of really just highlighting that and promoting it, and drum up some more interest and get some more Bcashers down here. So I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I'll stay on for another minute here to get any other questions, and I really appreciate you guys hopping on. It means a lot. Sorry, my English is bad. I mean, how onboard rich investor and big influencers. How to onboard a big investor and rich influencers. You just have to take the time. I mean, I think I've demonstrated the ways to onboard. Sorry. The ways to onboard. You just have to take the time and create a network. Like, I have a network of people, of business people, and explain what it is. OG, always good to see you, man. Can I live stream the event? I'll certainly try. I'll certainly be making videos of it. I will get back to editing. That's something I haven't done in a little while, is editing. But yeah, OG is in the chat. Always a good perspective from him. Hey, I got here late. Funny title. We all die. What we're gonna do while we're here. Yeah, that's kind of, if you go back and watch the video, a lot of just saying, like, that's what makes me make my decisions every day, is I think about that. And it really started about a year ago, a little less than a year ago, through an existential crisis that I had. And I can't shake it from my head ever. So every decision I kind of make on what I'm going to do is pretty much based on that. So whether that's, invest in Bitcoin Cash, or make a video about it, or what car I'm going to drive, or just being. I think we're both anarchists. Like, why I'm an anarchist. Like the world. I always want to say, like, I think the world would be better that way. I certainly do. But I also think, like, it's definitely a more, and tell me if I'm wrong here, but it's more interesting world to live in, as well as make it a better place. Like, I think living. Yeah, generally it does make the world a better place. Anarchy, and especially anarcho-capitalism, and competing currencies that have desirable traits like Bitcoin Cash make the world better. And also, you just think about, like, better is cool, right? But just also interesting is a way I want to live my life. Let's say if the United States continues down this strange path that's going on, or becomes a full-blown communist nation, it's gonna be worse for people, but it's also gonna be, like, really not interesting. Like, right? Like, where all of your life is going to be taken care of by the government. So, and it's like why would anyone be attracted to that? Like, even like, because people are scared of free markets and competing currencies because they're foreign and volatile and these things. But, like, what do you want? Just, you're so scared to live life in any kind of non-safe way, even though it could lead to better outcomes. Like, it's very strange, and that's probably how the masses of people think. They want, security over things that can be more profound and better, possibly. The chance of being better, right? Like, it may not be better always, right? Because the markets are filled with trial and error, right? But the thing is, when the market does something wrong, it usually has to react in a way that is better, or that idea will fail as well. So it's a better system of competing trial and error thoughts, where governments are coercive and slow. And again, it's more interesting. But guys, I appreciate you so much for hopping on. If you any other questions, let me know. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'll make another video in a couple days here, talking more about the event as I wrap my head around what I want that to look like, and go from there. So gonna go take my son to his first Major League Baseball game today. So I'm really excited about that. And yeah, wish you all the best. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.